Um,
But my thought process, since we're showing the work that was done this week, and as we're getting closer to a release, it's also time to start testing those things that, hey, there is no database on a new user. It does have to be tested out. It does have to create it. And of course, me doing it is great. Then you do it on camera. We always know that's where something's going to break at. So I figured we'd take the opportunity to break it.
right. Yeah, and also I think for these, like the format of these calls, and
Yep.
again, this I want to nail the one that I sent you the script for, which is why I did a script. This
Yep.
one, it doesn't matter as much, but I do think we should have a format that works, which is, I think starting off with just what is this, like
Yep.
30 seconds, you know what I mean? And then um what we're going to be talking about today, which I think should just be a quick, like an update for you, from
Yep.
you rather. Like, this is the development, and if there's stuff that's been happening, like with the community
Yep.
or the marketplace or whatever, I can talk about that. And then, but this is just a summary.
Hmm.
And then the rest of the call is like, yeah, me looking at it, us talking about it, diving
Yep.
deep. So I don't really care. I don't think it matters how long the rest of the call is, but I think
Yep.
we need to be concise with the first part of the call.
Yep. The first part being basically a summary, and then if you want to hang around and get the nits and details, there you go.
Right. Yep. Okay. So basically, I'm Dave Waring, and I handle I'm the co-creator of BrainDrive, and I handle basically the operations here.
And I am Dave Jones, co-creator, and I handle the tech side of the stuff. He
Awesome.
handles
And
business.
excellent. So today we're going to do our first community call, which is where we are walking you through the progress that we've made with BrainDrive over the last week. And we're going to do just a quick overview first for a few minutes, and then we'll do a longer call where we talk about and sort of dive into all of the details of that. So
Yep.
take it away, Dave.
Let's go. We're gonna share the screen, I guess. We'll go that route first.
Mhm.
Let's go to. Now I gotta learn how to work this. There we go. Are you seeing the screen now?
I am, yes.
Okay. This is what any user would see when they first come on. Just get through that. Let's see. This is a brand new database, so there would not be any user logged in at the moment. So I would have to register.
Okay.
So I'm just going to really quick do this. And given I do this a million times, I start off with something less technical.
Uh,
And then it goes through its initial login procedure. Now, as we were talking about, we're going to go through a really quick of what we worked on this week. Number one, of course, is the speed. There was a lot of redundant calls that I was watching happening, so that was a quick go through, especially the side menu here. And this allows you to go through and everything's. If you watch the previous video, you'll see it pops a little better now.
yeah, it's snappy.
Yeah, it's back to where it was before we did the recode of Plugin Studio, and we're getting closer to it. And as I discussed before, it was just a maturity thing. Um, so now it's starting to pop the way we want it. Let's see, what else did we do? Let's see. Let's go to the plugin manager. Nope, that's just as is. I didn't do any changes there. Here we go. This was a mess, in my opinion. When we tested it last time, it just wasn't where I wanted it to be. So the first thing to test that out, it stops reflashing the entire screen, and now we're nailing down to what we want to do. And the user can do it rather easily and quickly. Dave, I do not have your drag all the plugins in at once yet, but that is on my list of to do. So we'll just go through and do a quick little page of what it would take to do it.
So you're adding the AI model selection and the conversation history module to the page.
Yep. And then the overall chat pay or where you can see the conversation take place.
Yep.
And it doesn't do the quick delays that we were seeing last time.
Great.
Um, If we ever show the video from last week, if it sees the light of day, I don't know if you want to show it.
It is. It's already on the forum.
Okay, is it good? Because now I want to point out some differences and what makes this system really unique compared to other systems. A lot of the changes, especially on this type of page, took place on the plugin level because I wanted to make it so that when a user did something that it behaved correctly or what they expected to behave like. And that being that your last conversation would automatically be loaded up so it would allow you to continue going. If you wanted to, if the conversation had a model selected to it, it would automatically change to that, those kind of things. And it would, the bottom part would automatically load up the conversation for you from the previous conversation. So let's see that a little better in action so people can see what was going on. Let's do a quick and easy little publish there. There we go. And there's the page. Oh, it didn't take the, of course, as we said, when things happen, go wrong, it would be when doing this. For some reason, it didn't. Oh, it's probably because I didn't save it. It was my fault. But if we go in here now, because we have a model loaded, and I'll just type in hello. And of course, my alarm will have to load up the model now.
Yep.
There you go. So now it automatically loads everything up and gets you on your way. Now, if we went off this page for whatever reason and came back, for it doesn't matter why, but you come back. Oh, I got to go over here, and it'll automatically load it back up for you.
Okay, nice.
And so let's say we're going to start another conversation so we can see it work just a little differently. We'll pick another model. Along with B. Now learn to type. There we go. And it's loaded up. So this would be the last conversation. And we can go to settings so we can dump that page. And then we can come back to it. And it picks the last conversation up right where you started at.
Great.
And so that's just basically that was all at the plugin level, though, is what I was trying, the point I was trying to make there, so that somebody isn't waiting for BrainDrive or us to actually work on stuff. If you see something you wanted to change, you could grab the plugin code, change it yourself, have another developer change it. And it's like you're no longer waiting for one person to make your tool do what you want it to do. Anybody can go in and make that tool do what you wanted to do. And you're
Great.
limited,
Love it.
yeah, and you're limited by your imagination. Um, the rest of that was basically speed, cleanup issues. There a lot of consistency has gone into, as we discussed on Wednesday, the getting normalizing and consistency through the IDs. So there's just basically a better platform for people to build off of. Because I fully expect a lot of developers coming behind me doing plugins.
Great. All right. So, do we feel like this is ready for developer release
I'm
or
going for Monday only because
okay?
there are three things that I want to wrap up before now and Monday. When we do that call, is one, there is no profile page. I think that's at least something there needs to be displayed. Two, the ability for the initial install user login when they do the first time, they should have this page already there for them as we discussed, so they can you chat with an AI immediately, no
Yep.
matter if they're a developer or anybody like that. And what was the third title page? This title page right here. It takes up too much screen real estate. I don't like the way that goes, so I want to move it up to the right of the this button right here, so it doesn't
Okay.
take up.
So this sounds like relatively minor,
Yep, yep.
not
This is
like we have this major issue we have to work through, but rather there's a few tweaks we want to make before showing it to the world for at least the
exactly.
developer
So
release.
that basically it will maximize the screen real estate to anybody developing anything, and making sure that as soon as you install this, even as a developer, you can ask a question to an AI and get that results, and then go forward and start playing.
Okay. Great. All
So
right.
that's what I'm at. Yeah, that's basically what we've been doing this week, is really a cleanup to get things ready for people to touch on. And I know we'll be doing cleanup for the next year. We'll all have a lot to do. It's getting there. It's getting there to the point where it's like I'm already looking at how many different ways I can do personas, and different kinds of case studies so that people can see you can do more than just, hey, hello, or whatever you want to chat about.
Right. Cool. All right. So should I play with this or where are we at?
You can play with this if you wanted to. You have the link for it should be up on the one I gave you before.
All right. I need to save it. So can you send it to me again,
Yep,
please?
let me get the cloud.
I remember it was something I just want the box.
Yep. Come on, log in Cloudflare. There we go. And let's go to Zoom now. Where's my Zoom? Oh, there we are. Chat. You got the link now?
Yep. Got it.
Okay.
Let me bookmark it. Oh, let me share to you so you can see what I'm doing. You want to stop sharing?
Yes. Let's see. Stop sharing. And yes, I
So,
will admit, yesterday was a matter of me stopping myself from doing plugins.
yeah.
I was rather excited about the things my brain was realizing I can start to pull off.
So I need to register again, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And this time, will it save it or no?
I can't promise on my side only because I am constantly testing.
But once I do like the actual dev install, it will.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. When you do your personal install over there, it will save. The problem, not really problem. What I'm doing is actually going in and deleting the database to test the install strips.
Oh, still.
Yeah, that's why like the password and everything I have for testing are just it has to be muscle memory. I do it so many times.
Yep. Okay, so now I
Yep.
oh, okay. Um
Yes, I do not have the auto page yet. That's my plan
well,
for the weekend.
yeah, and I mean even if this just said like, go to BrainDrive Studio to set up
Yep.
your first page or whatever. This looks good though. I mean I think this looks good, you know.
I, it, it does look good. I just me and being critical, I always see better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
always see
No,
shortcomings. Like
oh,
my head has a
100%. I
list.
mean, we obviously want to improve all this,
Yep.
but like I would say it's just getting this out the door in terms of like how it looks,
Yep.
it's fine, you know. Um yeah, and it is snappy. Do you think this will be as snappy on like a consumer grade laptop?
It should be. I can test that out on my own stuff. I haven't really tested. In fact, I don't have this even sitting on a huge machine. And what you're going through is even Cloudflare. So it's like you're basically going through the internet.
Right. Okay. So,
This is in practical terms. This is what a managed hosted person would go through. Whoa. Oh, you have okay. Sorry. That no. You haven't. You have no pages available. You have to click the plus sign.
okay.
There you go. Now you can do it. And I probably should have a warning there when that happens.
Okay. That's fine. I want mine. Yeah, okay. So,
Yep. On
Got it.
the if you're moving, there you go. That's to move it there.
Okay.
That's the chat history one.
Expand it out a little bit.
You already had a chat history though.
Oh,
You
this is,
you were
yeah,
yeah,
I
you were
did that.
trying to
Yeah.
get the yeah, you were
All
trying to
right.
get
So
the AI the
I'll
top one.
delete it. Yep. I think we could do a better name than
Yes.
AI prompt chat.
Yeah, the naming convention is still from my day one type.
Right.
And you have to get used to dragging from the right side. Yep. Now the mistake I made, I'll just go ahead and tell you right now, press the little save icon. There you go. Now you're saved. So if you wanted to actually go test it on a page, you have the up arrow. No, because you haven't published it yet.
I got to publish it.
Yep.
And the reason why there is a publish versus a save is I might be working on something.
Yep. And hey, your wife says it's time to go out to dinner. And, you
Right.
don't want the world to play with that, or you're not done with it, so you don't want it over on the other side yet.
Right. Okay.
Ooh,
And
why are you? Hold on, that didn't show up. Did you publish it?
I thought I did, but maybe not. Let's go back.
Yep. I was talking and not watching.
Uh,
There we go.
easy publish, right?
Yep. Yep. No, no, no. Okay, okay. That could be right there. Oh, yours isn't publishing.
Save changes here, maybe.
Yeah. And I'm not seeing anything saying why it wouldn't. Okay. I'm not going to argue with that result.
Hmm.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to test this out really quick
Okay.
on my side. Just let's do another page real quick.
Do I have to change the name of the page, maybe?
You shouldn't have to, but go ahead. Let's just find out because it might expose an issue that because like I said, I go really fast with what I'm doing.
Yeah. There it is.
Okay. Yep. That okay. Does it did like the new pages. So I'll have to figure out why that took place to begin with. New page.
Okay. And now I can go here. And here we go.
If it does a skeleton joke, I'm gonna
Yeah.
cry. I'm getting
Yeah.
tired of seeing that.
There it is. Okay. And let's see if I can move this below now.
Yep.
All right. It's doing a lot of reloading.
Oh. Yep.
Okay. And let's spread this out.
Let's go up and save.
Publish.
Yep. No, it should be auto publish because it's already published to it should be good at this point because we're not tracking versions yet or anything of that nature. Oh, it's still not. Why doesn't it like
Okay.
the? Because I tested that and that, like I said, it's still. Let's try publishing just in case. I gotta wonder if Cloud. Nope, it's still published. I'm gonna play with that one real quick. I wonder if it's Cloudflare and it's caching is one that's stopping it. Okay. I'm not going. No, I'm not.
Maybe if I change the name again.
Um, hey, you can try that because that might be enough to trick Cloudflare. But I'm just trying to see if it is Cloudflare bothering you on, or just coming through there.
Yeah, probably.
Because I know Cloudflare interfered with some caching things originally.
Which wouldn't be an issue if I was running this locally, right?
Yeah.
No, it's still
Yep. Oh, okay. I think I recall what the problem was. Remember when I talked about the save pay? When I'm trying to save the state on the page,
yeah.
I bet I still have half the code in place right now, and it is saving, and I'm not letting go of the session. That's on me.
Okay. So good. So anything else to look that I should look at from this week?
No, because this week was mostly speed issues, and I stumbled in some plugin issues because of what we talked about. The core, what we're aiming for is chatting, so I wanted to improve upon that.
Okay. So I put together or I want to put together a backlog. And so Cloudflare caching issue, should I well, I mean, do we even
No,
need
I
to
think
worry
no,
about this
no,
because
no.
it's going to be local?
Well, okay, I don't think the problem is Cloudflare caching. I want to look at the save state, and I think that's where the issue is because it's not releasing it upon a change.
Publish and
Yep.
save page function isn't working properly currently. Okay. And you mentioned the three things at the beginning of the call.
Yep. I'm going to move the page title so it's taking up less screen real estate, which will give plugins more room to play with. Small little profile. Okay, but small profile page. That'll eventually probably be handed over to completely plugins, but I'm going to just put something there for the time being.
What is this again? Small
Well,
profile
it's
page?
just a because where they can change their passwords and things like that, manage themselves, that kind of thing. And eventually, I would like to see that just become a plugin type page where all plugins can be handled, and that way you could actually do your own personal flavor. Let's see. Uh, Page initial. Oh, okay. Loading of the first page for you, so you don't have to create it your first time out.
This is our chat history.
Yep.
I mean, our chat with your own AI
AI.
system as a default page, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then the new stuff we figured out, need to create a new page before it needs a little notice that if you try to put an icon and you haven't created or try to put a plug on a page and you don't have a page created, it should let you know that. It didn't let you know that, and that's why it looked like it was a mistake. And this is why people have to test stuff other than developers.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Okay, the next thing, let's see. Oh, new page name. That was clearly causing an issue for some reason. Now, could it have been just because, for whatever reason, I don't know yet, but that caused an issue. So that needs to be fixed.
Not naming the page
Yep.
from new page. This is part of save state though, right?
I do not know. So I'm listing it as a separate thing right now until I know for sure.
Okay.
And then, oh, you already have the save state issue. So we're good.
Okay. And is this is for next week, yeah?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I have the first three things that I wanted to knock out by Monday for release, and then start moving into the three things we found today.
Okay, cool. Um, all right, and then I'll just say in progress right here. And then backlog.
Yep.
And I think we just throw everything that we find here.
Yeah.
And
And we start building, and nothing gets forgotten.
right. So I will share this with you. So you can edit that. And then we'll throw this on the community.braindrive.ai website under BrainDrive Core,
Yep.
or actually just under Help Build BrainDrive, because we're going to have stuff for all of this. And we'll put it here for anyone that starts to follow us along and wants to help us create and
Or even,
curate the
yep.
backlog.
Or even take a look at a status because, hey, there could be something that they're interested in.
Yep. Yep. And we're going to get more professional about all of this as we go along, but this is our first call and I'd say it was a good one.
Yes. Hey, anytime we find something wrong for me, that's always good.
Yeah. All right. So let's practice since we have a little more time.
Yep.
I have something.
Oh,
Um so Beck moved us to this is for BrainDrive memory, the
yep.
BrainDrive memory system. And Beck moved us to a professional version of Neo4j.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I mean, even just loading up, it's faster. But let's
Yeah.
say, what is my name? I mean, so that's like
That.
really fast. And then I say, what is my business name? And it gives you like the sources and
Yep.
everything. And then here.
No, that's looking good.
And then what is our mission? So it nails it and it gets the pillars like, and
Yep.
this is all like 100% accurate, even the tagline,
And
everything.
very
And
prompt.
it's saying where it's pulling it from. And let's see what else. Ask it what's the question you have?
Um. Ooh, let's think. Okay. Let's go. Let's talk about the marketplace a little bit.
Yep. What
Uh,
is the Brain Drive marketplace?
holy crap.
And so this is pulling not only from the foundational documents that
Yep.
I created, the 5 components of BrainDrive, but also this is where we talked about it in our calls. This is the
Yeah.
call history that it has for us.
Now.
And I was pleased because I was worried because I'd included, I mean, these transcripts from these calls are like 7, 8 pages a piece.
Yep.
So I was worried that it was going to, and also we've evolved, right? We've evolved tremendously since we first started talking. It seems to be
Yes.
doing a good job of basing itself in the foundational documents and then just pulling in extra context that doesn't contradict the foundation documents with that. So, um, how about here you go. Give us a LinkedIn post we can use to announce BrainDrive.
Holy. That's pretty sharp.
Yeah. So I think, my last thing for him was the speed. So
Yes.
now I think this is ready for open source. I think we put it up on GitHub. We promoted a little bit. Well, once we can use it with the BrainDrive interface.
Yep.
This is on Streamlit right now, which developers use as sort of just a basic chat interface.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
because it
as
gives you a very good test out your whatever you're working on
right.
without having to get out of Python.
Right. So we want to be able to have BrainDrive be the interface, but also if you want to use this BrainDrive memory system with any interface, you should be able to do that. So
Yes.
so basically, Um, I think getting this out to the open source community and letting them give us some initial feedback on whether this is good or not, is a no-brainer at this point. Uh, and if we get a lot of good feedback, I don't think there's any reasons why we can't productize it.
Yep. No, and especially it's like we were looking at having a good RAG system, and you can't argue with the results that just created.
Yeah.
I mean, because more so, it's like rags are good. They're either A, fumble and fail, B, they just regurgitate a bunch of information. But for it to be able to do a LinkedIn post, that is showing the ability to grab information that's pertaining to the question and then use it. And
Right.
that's where a lot of systems stumble.
Yeah, the one thing I will say though is like this is a pretty robust with the professional version of Neo4j. Like we're probably in like I don't know, $70 a month or something like
Yep.
that for this system.
Yep.
And also right now it is a hosted solution, but as you know, if someone wanted to move this, they can, and it uses I think he's using O 03. It looks like he's using O 03 now since it's reasoning a little bit, but I'll
Yep.
confirm that on my call with him after this call. But but you can switch that model out easily. And the key thing is the embedding model, which you cannot switch out
Yep.
easily, is an open source model. So you own and control that embedding model. And if you
Yep.
wanted to move, let's say, you used a hosted solution, you wanted this hosted as a managed hosting product, but you wanted to move it local after a month, like you can do that.
Yeah.
So this meets our freedom and ownership, pillars. I would say that TBD how this actually runs locally, though.
Yes, of course. And what he's still using Superface and Neo4j?
Super base, yeah.
Yep.
Super
Um,
super base.
Yes, yeah, it's not super, it's super.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's easy enough to run on anything. I'll be curious on the speed because I have a few mini servers and I have a big server that I can run it on locally so that we can experiment with how much horsepower and how little horsepower it really to get this to run on Docker or something of that nature.
Right. Right. Cool.
So that'll be fun to play with. And then, hey, all we do is throw it in a plug-in and let's see how it really runs.
Yeah, and I was thinking that I would have this as like Dave's digital brains memory, but I think actually the better use case, especially if it's going to be expensive initially, is
Mhm.
for a company. So we'll use it as BrainDrive,
Yep.
knowledge base. And I don't see any reason why we couldn't open that up to the public as well.
Yep.
Hold
No,
on,
and
let me.
like that's where we talked about the lot when we talked about this was a week ago. It really comes down to cost because that's what rags are is cost. To run this locally is one thing. To run this when you run this on professional, as you can see what he pulled off, $70 a month, but it was pretty sweet what it was able to
It's
do.
and also for a business, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? $70 a
$70
month. Yeah.
$70 a month for most businesses to be able to pull off anything. They just throw data in there, and all of a sudden you can start churning it out in different ways. That's an easy $70. Look at
Yeah.
you're in content business.
Yeah, and I think, we could have a managed hosting product here, and have a good profit margin on that we can then invest back into the personal memory system,
Yep.
which may be this or it may be some lighter version of this that's not as expensive and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and the new Gwyn 3 model came out, and that's supposed to be pretty smooth on the reasoning side. And everybody's, of course, doing the reasoning where O3's at. So I'd be wondering, we throw this on Docker, we put an open source model on both the embedding and the reasoning side, and see what this can do and the speed and all like that. Because hey, that was if that we can get anywhere close to that on a local level, that's good.
Yeah. All right, cool. Anything else you want to talk about
Uh,
today?
No, we're good. I'm good. Like I said, keep churning. I have few. I'm happy. We found something wrong. I'd be sad if we didn't find anything wrong.
I feel a lot better now that we're just like, hey, let's get it out there. Let's start talking about it. That was my big thing is like I just didn't like being in a holding pattern. Although
Oh,
it has been helpful on a personal level for the last few weeks.
well, and for me though, it's like I knew what Plugin Studio was doing before I recoded it.
Yeah.
And then the recode caused a small natural disaster for me because it was like moving slow. It was very dogged to work with. And
Yeah.
I was like, this is not polished in any stretch of the imagination. I need a little time set aside to just fix that.
Right.
And as you can see, it pays off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and like I said, I have a few short little things, my little list that I walked in tonight and was like, I'm just not going to code this morning. So I know everything's working as expected. And then after this call, I'll get busy on the three things that I want. And then I have three things that we found.
All right. Very good. Anything else?
Nope, that's good.
Have a great
Um,
weekend.
you too. Enjoy your time down there, hopefully.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.